My name's Don.
And I'm Peter.
And we are two plebs talking about... California.
This week in the DPRC.
Sure enough. So, we're going to build a lake.
We're going to build a lake?
That we already built. By accident.
Wait, what?
And we're not sure we're going to do this, so we're going to yell at ourselves about not building a lake that we already built by accident.
Okay, no, this is California. I understand that. I'm now confused. I'm like, that shouldn't be a thing, but this is California, so this is somehow a thing.
So, a bunch of years ago, we had a flood in Southern California that made a lake.
Okay.
Well, oversized pond might be more accurate, but they're calling it a lake. And this lake is going to provide migratory assistance to birds and water for the area, and it's going to reduce the amount of dust in the area, and so that's a good thing.
Right.
Even though it was caused by a flood of a levee breaking.
Okay.
But the feds said, well, hey, California, this new lake thing you made seems to be working out pretty well. How about we give you some money to, manage that?
Right.
And so California went, okay, we'll accept your money. But if you don't give us enough money to make bird habitats out of this, as opposed to just improve it, not only are we not going to accept your money, we're going to sue you to make sure that the other 49 states that might have gotten this money as well, because it's a federal program, don't get it either.
Okay, so they're holding the rest of the country hostage to get what they want.
In a shocking turn of events, California said, do whatever I want or screw the rest of you. I mean, this has never happened before, and it's brand new.
It sounds an awful lot like a government shutdown.
Doesn't it? Based entirely upon the whims of California?
Yeah. Well, as at that point in time, it's California, not just one person.
Oh.
Because we all know that nobody agrees with Trump about that wall.
Ah. Except for all the people that agree with Trump about the wall. But yeah,
right,
nobody.
Right.
But this is extra amazing because you have the hippies on both sides of this argument. Which I think means California is going to implode into a hippie black hole that permanently sucks all the patchouli oil off the earth into Southern California.
Oh, I hate the smell of patchouli oil. Don't do that.
Yes, sad news. And for, Arizona down there. Sad news for you guys, too.
Right.
So, maybe even Southern Nevada. But, yeah, you got the hippies that go, but it's a bird habitat, so we should be doing this. And the other hippies that go, but it's not enough of a bird habitat, so no.
Right.
Only in California, man.
Right. Wow. I think the issue is, believe me, it's more than enough of a bird habitat.
Well, I mean, it turns out, when there's a lot of water somewhere, birds just go there.
Right.
But
the fact of, yes, it broke through a levee, what was it, 1906?
Something like that. Right. I mean, this thing's been there for a minute.
It's been there for quite some time. This is not something new.
No, this did not happen last year. So.
Yeah, it broke through and formed in 1906. It used to have a lot more water in it at one point in time, and people apparently should kind of know about this because it used to be like a tourist trap type thing.
It was for a while, right? It was California's little Great Salt Lake,
right? Because it is a briny lake apparently, by description.
Yeah. So, but now we need to argue whether or not we're going to let it survive.
Right. Well, the issue is apparently other states in their management of the same water source. Mm-hmm. But since it's in their state, they're like, no, we're making reservoirs over here to capture more water, which would deprive it of water.
Well, so herein is the problem, right? You can't, right? And as much as California wants to try, and we have for many years, you can't say, dear other state, this river in your state you can't do stuff with it. Now, this has been the argument from all of the surrounding states, in fact, some that aren't surrounding, because Colorado has been, a couple of times in the past, been like, look, you can't tell us that we have to stop the Colorado River because you want some runoff from it somewhere. Shut up.
Right.
And California lost that battle. But...
Well, to be fair, it's the Colorado River.
You would think that, I mean,
just in case people weren't... Because we hadn't revealed the source of the water.
Right. So, look, this is extra amazing because no matter what happens here, hippies will be pissed off.
Right. There's a whole line of hippies that are saying their particular area is more important than anybody else's.
Exactly. And so we're going to end up in a situation where, and this is going to be amazing, California sues the feds, probably, and Colorado. But at least the feds. And hippies sue California all over the same case.
Right. Well, it's you're right. It's going to be the hippie Thunderdome, and they all have the same weapon, but nature.
You're right.
But my nature.
Exactly. And what I really hope, a small part of me that still hopes for things for California, what I really hope is that they actually just make this Thunderdome in Southern California. I mean, no one's going to end up dead. It's a bunch of hippies that are going to be fighting each other. But they might actually, fling poo at each other. And that right there, I mean, we will have reached peak California hippiedom if this happens.
I'll tell you what. If they do that, then they put cameras on it and televise it.
Yeah.
They will have raised enough money that they need to take care of this thing.
Exactly. See? And that's all they need to do. And if they weren't communists, that they would probably do that, right?
Right.
Because...
Figure out a way to make the money as opposed to tell the government to give it to you.
Right. But that's not how California works. So, I cannot wait for this to finish in some way. Because, by the way, when Colorado builds a dam...
Yeah.
That's going to depress the quantity of water for a while.
Yes, it will.
It won't eliminate it. So they're going to have these hippies, and again in the world of hopes, going down to this little lake with just 100 gallons of water at a time.
Well, as I
dumping it in there.
As I understand it, there is a means to add water to it other than the natural source that they've been doing for years.
Oh, they're just running over there already with this?
Yeah, they've already been doing this to help supplement it. But basically, they just can't get enough.
So really, we are just going to end up with hippies and pickup trucks. God, I hope it's SUVs. I really want it to be SUVs.
It has to be larger vehicles.
Right.
If you want to carry any kind of substantial amount of water.
Well, I don't even mean that, right? Because, you could fit a decent amount of 50-gallon drums in the back of a pickup.
Right.
And so, you'd be going 250 gallons at a time out there. And that would be funny, right?
Right.
But if it's SUVs, and I really want them to be just the least like GMC Jimmys from the 70s, right? Filled with, not 50-gallon drums, but bottled water purchased from Sam's Club or something.
Yeah.
The least efficient method of getting it there. And then them out there
creating
all day.
that more plastic landfill
Exactly.
stuff. Yeah.
And all of them out there all day, bloodletting water bottles, just to fill this little thing. Because...
that would be hilarious.
That is how California does things. Come on.
Probably.
What's amazing is, we will probably talk about this again when it becomes California actually files suit. This summer.
Right. Well, I didn't remember seeing them saying they're going to be filing suit. It's the fact that there's a multi-state thing that every state has to sign on to for it to happen. And they're just saying, well, if we don't get this money from the federal government, we're not signing this, therefore it won't happen for all these other states.
You know how this works. We refuse to sign because you refuse to give us the extra money. Okay? Well, then there's no thing. We're suing you because you didn't give us the thing.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Because California.
Right. Because California.
So, I figure about this summer, we'll get to there.
Probably.
And then we'll be talking about this again, which will be amazing because there's no way this isn't ridiculous. So consider this sort of your primer for this summer show.
This is bad now. It's only going to get worse.
Oh, yeah, it is. And it's going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually kind of excited.
Yeah?
Less exciting news.
Less exciting news. Uh-oh.
Peter?
What?
Are you aware that most of the work that has been done surrounding violence at schools has concentrated on violence actually at schools?
Isn't that seems self-evident?
But if you live in Los Angeles,
okay,
it's entirely possible, if you're in the middle of the ghetto, for your friend to walk out of school, be asked about his gang affiliation, and be gunned down. And then, while you're there with your friend and you get injured, a different friend who was there with you can be going to the store and that store get robbed and then be gunned down. And this is a school violence problem.
Okay.
I'm not even kidding. That's the LA Times right here for you.
Gotcha.
My God.
If it somehow peripherally involves a school-aged child, it's a school problem.
Yeah, that's the one. And this is the major complaint.
Right.
Is that we've done so much to address violence in schools with mass shootings and stuff. And I don't know what we did, but sure.
Obviously go after the gangs.
No. Now that's...
Go after criminals and violent offenders.
The gangs were good boys who didn't do nothing. They were just something, shut up, you racist.
No.
But apparently so.
Sorry. I can't. I have a hard time agreeing with that statement. Actually, being a victim of gang violence.
Racist. How dare you be a victim of gang violence?
Sorry, I'm a victim of gang violence. And back to... only white people are racist.
Ah, damn it.
I'm not white.
Zimmerman was white. You're white enough.
Okay.
So, the LA Times here is suggesting, and by suggesting I mean talking to the mayor down there, and they are devising a plan, but it's originally printed as suggesting, and then later on they get to we've been talking to city officials, they think it's a good idea.
Okay.
And so what they're going to do is do all of this gun outreach in the middle of gangland Los Angeles.
Gun outreach?
Yeah. We've done all this work in schools and background checks and these sorts of things, and they're going to try and enforce the stuff that they've done with gun-free zones around the school.
What, are you telling me that they actually expected those little signs posted on the fences to do the job for them?
Yes. And they're going to go...
That's sheer idiocy.
They're going to go down to the Bloods and the Crips and probably MS-13. I mean, it's Los Angeles.
Yes.
And they're going to go, hey, guys, have you considered that it's uncool? I'm sorry. Fellow kids, have you considered that it is uncool to kill children near a school? And this is going to work out.
No, it's not.
Oh, yes, it is. And by the way, we are of course just one law away from solving this as well, because they're for all kinds of things. Because this is a big, feel bad piece of but children aren't being killed in schools and they're being killed near them.
I mean, we're at the point now. We really should be saying our next law that we put into effect is that breaking laws is illegal.
If only we had done that from the jump, I think we might have been
onto
onto
something. Maybe that's the law that they just haven't got to yet. Breaking law is illegal.
I kind of want to go down to Sacramento and propose this. I mean,
if you want to take that drive.
Yeah, I think it would be worth it, but I would have to take a camera.
Right.
Excuse me, Governor Newsom, have you considered making a law that says it's illegal to break the law?
I'm just saying.
could we do that? I mean, and you know what? He'd probably think it was a good idea. Maybe I really should do this.
Maybe you should.
Anyway, so, dear Peeler, Lord of Peelaria.
Yes.
How will we solve this gang violence in Los Angeles that is affecting school children and, by the way, evidently nobody else?
Well, I would say we probably increase the police presence in the areas where the most amount of crimes are happening.
Don't you know we've been doing the exact opposite of that for like 30 years?
Yeah, I know. To me, it only makes sense. You put more people there whose job it is to stop or apprehend criminals.
And you think that's going to solve crime?
Then we throw them in the pokey.
Are you suggesting that
until they die of dysentery?
That's a good choice. Are you suggesting that if people are in jail, they're not on the street committing crime?
Yes.
I don't know if we can handle that in California. And by the way,
it is California.
To the degree that I don't think we can handle that in California. Quite a while back now, we have talked intermittently about this. There was an article written in, I want to say, like 2012 or 13, somewhere around there. Maybe 14. And we had passed a law here in California that said if you were, it was our second chance law kind of thing, right? And so your next offense was free and it was a ticket.
Right.
And so this guy gets pulled over in Southern California and there's a reporter riding along with the cop. And the cop pulls the guy over, for some reason ends up searching the car. I forget why, it doesn't really matter. Finds that the felon driver is carrying a gun.
Okay.
And so the cop walks over with his citation book after confiscating the gun and goes, "Sir, this is your promise to appear. You will be in court on this day." And the guy goes, "But I had a gun." And the cop goes, "Excuse me, sir, if you would just let me finish. This is your promise to appear. You need to appear in court. If you refuse to appear in court, then we have to..." All the things they read you.
Right.
And the guy's standing there, like, the reporter describes him as just looking just blown away. Like, what? I had a gun. And I'm a felon. Breaking the law.
You should be putting me in cuffs.
And the cop goes, "I know." Hands him the ticket, walks away. And the criminal in this case goes, "This state is stupid."
Thanks for making it easy for me.
I mean...
Make us go get another illegal gun.
Now look, this was, like 6-7 years ago now, right? It's not any better now. We've been working on all of these second choice things, and for some reason, it didn't solve the gang violence problem to the point that we are now needing to devise things to reduce gun crime near schools.
Sorry, this is where I say we just go back to the old-fashioned method of catch and imprison the criminals. No more second chances. That obviously has not been working.
Well, dear Peeler, you obvious authoritarian, you. Don't you know we can't do that because we're also a sanctuary state.
That's irrelevant.
Well, we can't hold criminals. ICE might pick them up and deport them.
Yes, we can. And ICE should.
You say that, but we can't because we're a sanctuary state.
No, I understand that that's some people's methodology of thinking.
Those people are Sacramento.
I know.
and Los Angeles, for that matter. They're big fans.
Yes, and I don't live in either of those two places, therefore I disagree with them.
Well, I mean, that's not necessarily true. It does seem to go that way, though. So...
this way. I used to live in Sacramento. A long, long time ago.
That's good times.
And I disagreed with them then.
Right. Sacramento. A great place to get stabbed. I mean, what? Next?
Or run across dead bodies, stuff like that.
Yes. Anyway, so somehow or another, we need to treat this violence problem. And by the way, I think to some degree, the whole point here is that both the LA Times and the city of Los Angeles are in lockstep that the idea here is that we need to do something nice for the criminals to get them to stop doing what they're doing.
No.
You don't think that's going to work?
No. Why don't I think that's going to work? Because it's never worked anywhere else. I mean, look at the cartels in Mexico. They get pretty much everything they want. They're still killing people left and right.
Peeler, nothing bad happened after we let Hitler put troops in the Rhineland. Nothing.
Right?
So I don't know what your problem with this is, but I need you to tone it down.
I don't see how people are having a hard time seeing that if you make it comfortable for the criminals to be comfortables, that they will continue to be criminals.
Give